Hello viewers, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss stanza and its different types like Chaucerian stanza जिसको rhyme royal भी कहा जाता है, Ottava Rhyma, Quatrain, Spenserian Stanza and Terza Rhyma. तो सबसे पहले हम देखते हैं stanza को. Stanza may be defined as a group of lines of poetry forming a unit in themselves. It is the smallest division of a poem. जिस तरह prose जो होती है that is divided in paragraph, similarly poetry is divided in stanzas. So stanza is the unit of organization in poetry. And stanza differentiates poetry from prose. Stanzas are commonly defined by the number of their lines and the arrangement of the rhymes which bind these lines together. तो एक स्टैंजा को हम दूसरे स्टैंजा से डिफरेंशिएट उसकी लाइंस की वजह से करते हैं, नंबर ऑफ लाइंस और राइमिंग स्कीम की वजह से करते हैं. तो आइए डिफरेंट टाइप्स को देखते हैं. सबसे पहले हम देखेंगे चौसेरियन स्टैंजा को जिसको राइम रॉयल भी कहा जाता है, ओटोवा रिमा, क्वाट्रेन, स्पेंसेरियन स्टैंजा, the Terza Rhyma and heroic couplet. Chaucerian stanza or rhyme royal. The Chaucerian stanza is a stanza of 7 iambic pentameter lines. It is a line of 7 iambic pentameters और हर लाइन के अंदर चूँकि iambic pentameter में जो syllables का पैटर्न होता है वो अनस्ट्रेस्ड और स्ट्रेस्ड होता है और एक लाइंस के अंदर जो है वो 10 syllables होते हैं. So the Chaucerian stanza is a stanza of 7 iambic pentameter lines. In this stanza, the first line rhymes with the third and the second with the fourth and fifth, and the last two lines rhyme together, thus forming a couplet. The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, B, C, C. Why is it called Chaucerian stanza? Because it was first used in England by Chaucer, the father of English poetry. और इसको राइम रॉयल इसलिए कहा जाता है because it was used by King James I of Scotland in the 15th century for his well-known poem King's Square. और इसकी एग्जाम्पल हम देखते हैं. Then childish fear, a want, debating die, respect and reason wait on wrinkled age. My heart shall never countermand mine eye. Sad pause and deep regard beseem the stage. My part is youth and beats these from the stage. Desire my pilot is, beauty my prize. Then who fears sinking where such treasures lies? अब हम देखते हैं Ottava Rhyma को. Ottava Rhyma is a stanza of 8 iambic pentameter lines. Rhyme royal Chaucerian stanza that was based on 7 iambic pentameter lines. So the Ottava Rhyma is 8. It's based on 8 iambic pentameter lines. The first line rhymes with the third and fifth, and the second with the fourth and sixth, and the last two lines rhyme together, thus forming a couplet. For example, A B A B A B C C. Who used the Ottava Rhyma? This stanza form was first used in England in the 16th century by Sir Thomas White. Similarly, Shelley used it for his The Witch of Atlas, Keats for his The Pot of Basil, and Byron for his Don John. डॉन जॉन से ही हमने इसकी एग्जाम्पल को लिया है. Man's love is of man's life a thing apart. 'Tis woman's whole existence man may range. The court, camp, church, the vessel, and the mart. Sword, gone, gain, glory, offer in exchange. Pride, fame, ambition to fill up his heart. And few there are whom these cannot estrange. Men have all these resources, we but one, to love again and be again undone. Now let's move to Spenserian stanza. It is stanza consisting of 8 iambic pentameter lines and an alexandrine or a line of 12 syllables at the end. इसमें 8 लाइन्स जो होती हैं वो आयाम्बिक पेंटामीटर होती हैं और जो 9th लाइन होती है वो अलेक्जेंड्राइन कहलाती है जिसमें 12 सिलेबल्स होते हैं। आयाम्बिक पेंटामीटर में आपको पता है कि पेंटामीटर के अंदर 10 सिलेबल्स होते हैं। आयाम्बिक होने की वजह से अनस्ट्रेस्ड और स्ट्रेस्ड पैटर्न होते हैं उनका, लेकिन अलेक्जेंड्राइन के अंदर 12 सिलेबल्स होते हैं। और राइम स्कीम इसकी होती है जी ABA, BB, CBC, C. And first line rhymes with the third, the second, fourth, fifth and seventh lines rhyme together, and the sixth line rhymes with the 8th one and the 9th. The stanza is so called because it was first used by the poet Spenser for his romantic epic The Faerie Queene. Along with this, in the early 18th century, James Thomson used it for his Castle of Indolence. It was used by Byron for his Childe Harold, by Keats for the Eve of St. Agnes, by Shelley for the Revolt of Islam and Adonis, and by Tennyson for the Lotus Eaters. इसकी एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं। Upon a great adventure he was born, that greatest Gloriana to him gave, that greatest glorious queen of fairy land. To win him worship and her grace to have, and ever as he rode, his heart did earn, to prove his prescience in battle brave, upon his foe and his new force to learn. Upon his foe, a dragon horrible and stern. तो TerzaRhyma जो होता है, the TerzaRhyma is simply a group of 3 lines forming a unit. TerzaRhyma is also called tercet, a group of 3 lines. And the first line rhymes with the third, the second line rhymes with the first and third of the following tercet. In this way, each tercet is linked up with the next, the first with the second with the third, and so on. So, in tercet we see the first stanza will be linked with the second stanza and second with third and so on and so forth. क्योंकि इनकी राइम स्कीम जो होती है वो इसी तरह अटैच्ड होती है एक दूसरे के साथ. द राइम स्कीम ऑफ एनी टू tercet would be ABA, BCB and so on for the following tercet. The tercet is an Italian verse form and it was first used with great success by Italian poet Dante for his monumental epic The Divine Comedy. In England, it was used with considerable success by Shelley for his Ode to the West Wind, Byron's Prophecy of Dante, and Browning's The Statue and the Bust. For example, हम शैली के Ode to the West Wind से एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being, thou from whose unseen presence the leaves dead are driven like ghosts from an enchanter fleeing. Yellow and black and pale and hectic red, pestilence-stricken multitudes, O thou, whose chariots to their dark wintry bed. अब हम बढ़ते हैं क्वाट्रेन की तरफ. A quatrain is a stanza 4 iambic lines with alternate rhymes. The lines may be pentameter, tetrameter or even shorter. ये iambic तो होती हैं, लेकिन ये ज़रूरी नहीं कि ये पेंटामीटर भी हों. The lines may be pentameter या टेट्रामीटर भी हो सकती हैं, या इससे भी छोटा जो होता है वो लाइंस का पैटर्न हो सकता है. The first line rhymes with the third and the second with the fourth. However, variations of this rhyme scheme are frequent. Similarly, the length of the lines also varies. Most of the ballads in the English language have been written in quatrains, so it is also referred to as the ballad style. Viewers, Coleridge की जो फेमस पोएम है द एंशिएंट मैरिनर और कीट्स की ला बेला डैम सैंस मर्सी आर द टू पोएम्स दैट वी नो अबाउट, और ये दोनों पोएम्स जो हैं दैट वर रिटन इन क्वाट्रेन. तो अब हम बढ़ते हैं इनकी एग्जाम्पल की तरफ. द सन केम अप अपॉन द लेफ्ट, आउट ऑफ द सी केम ही, एंड ही शोन ब्राइट, एंड ऑन द राइट went down into the sea. नाजरीन, अब तक के लिए इतना ही. उम्मीद है कि आपको हमारी वीडियो अच्छी लगी होगी. मज़ीद वीडियोस के लिए हमारे चैनल ट्रैकिंग कॉर्नर को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. गुड बाय.